Okay, we've all been there, right? You're checking on your favorite houseplant, everything seems great, and then you spot it. That one single kind of sad yellow leaf, and your heart just sinks. But what if I told you that leaf isn't a sign you failed? What if it's actually a message, just waiting for you to read it? Let's dive in and become the plant detectives we were born to be.
And that's really the heart of it all. Your plant is trying to communicate something important. It's not just giving up for no reason. It's sending out a very specific signal about what it needs. So our job today is to learn how to decode those signals so you can stop the guesswork and actually start helping.
Is it thirsty? Is it drowning? Is it starving? Or, and this is a real possibility, is it perfectly fine? We're about to crack this case wide open by looking at the most common suspects behind every single yellow leaf. So, go on, get your detective hat on.
Right, our investigation is going to start with the #1 culprit in almost all plant crimes: water. It sounds so basic, I know, but this is where most of us, and yeah, I mean, even experienced plant parents, make a huge mistake. Usually, it's by giving our plants just a little too much love.
Now, check this out. Two totally opposite problems can look weirdly similar at first glance. If you're overwatering, you'll feel it. The soil is always soggy, and those yellow leaves are soft, almost mushy. The roots are literally suffocating. But with underwatering, the soil is going to be bone dry, and the leaves are crispy and brittle. Here's the kicker, though. In both cases, the plant starts by sacrificing its older, lower leaves.
So how do we fix it? Well, it's pretty straightforward. If you've been overwatering, just step back. Let the top couple of inches of soil get completely dry. And please, make sure your pot has drainage holes for the extra water to escape. Now, if you've been underwatering, don't just give it a little splash. Give that plant a deep, thorough drink until you see water flowing out the bottom. You want to rehydrate that entire root system.
All right, so if water isn't the issue, it's time to analyze the scene of the crime, your plant's actual environment. You know, plants are way more sensitive than we give them credit for, and where you put them can make or break their health.
We've got two major suspects on the scene here. First up is light. If your plant is stuck in a dark corner, it's basically running on empty. It can't make enough food through photosynthesis, so it starts to ditch its older leaves to save energy. And suspect number two, temperature swings. You know that spot right by a drafty window or a heating vent? Those sudden blasts of hot or cold air can totally shock a plant and cause it to drop leaves.
And honestly, this is the best part. The solution is usually so simple. You don't need any fancy gadgets or potions. Most of the time, all your plant really needs is a change of scenery. Just move it to a spot with bright, indirect light and get it away from those stressful drafts. It really can be that easy.
Okay, detective. Our investigation is going deeper. We've checked the water, we've analyzed the environment, but sometimes the real problem is hidden from sight, happening deep underground in the soil.
One of the biggest hidden culprits is a nutrient deficiency, and the most common one is nitrogen. So, you know chlorophyll, right? It's the stuff that makes leaves green. Well, think of nitrogen as the #1 ingredient for making chlorophyll. If the plant doesn't have enough nitrogen, it can't produce that green color, and you end up with these pale, washed-out yellow leaves.
So this points to two potential soil issues. On one hand, your plant might just be hungry. It's been in the same pot for a while and has eaten up all the available food. On the other hand, the soil itself might be the problem. If it gets too packed down and dense, the roots can't breathe. They get suffocated, and they can't absorb the water or the nutrients that are right there.
And once again, the fixes are totally doable. Is the plant just hungry? Well, feed it. A good balanced houseplant fertilizer during its growing season will do the trick. Is the soil all compacted and hard? Give it a brand new home. Repotting it into some fresh, fluffy potting mix gives those roots the healthy foundation they need to really thrive.
But now for the big twist in our mystery. What if I told you that sometimes a yellow leaf isn't a cry for help at all? What if sometimes it's actually a sign that everything is going perfectly right?
This right here is the key to telling the difference. A truly stressed plant is going to have yellowing all over the place, and the whole thing just looks kind of sick. But a healthy plant that's just aging naturally, it'll just have 1 or 2 yellow leaves way down at the bottom, while at the same time, it's pushing out beautiful, vibrant new growth at the top. It's just retiring the old leaves to make way for the new ones. It's the circle of life. So let's put it all together. This is your official plant detective checklist. If you just approach the problem systematically like this, you can solve the mystery every time. First, touch the soil. Too wet or too dry? Second, assess the environment. Is there enough light? Any drafts? And finally, zoom out and look at the big picture. Is the whole plant turning yellow,
Or is it just one old leaf making way for healthy new growth?
So the next time you see a yellow leaf, just take a breath. Don't panic, don't immediately drown it with water or move it to a new spot. Instead, use your new detective skills to calmly pause and decode the message your plant is trying to send you.
So go take a look at your plants. With everything we just went over, you're not just a plant owner anymore. You're a plant detective. So, what messages are waiting for you to discover?